Hey guys, I am so worked up. Sorry if I'm low energy right now. I'm really tired because Abby made us work today. Like, Abby made us work and our dance homework were, like, I'm the type where I get excited about dance homework. I like dance homework. 1 second, let me close this door. I actually am the one that there's times when I'll actually ask the teacher for dance homework. I'll be like, please can you give us dance homework? Because it's encouraging, it's pushing me to work and stuff. But this one, I'm not sure if I like it too much. Because it's not that it's hard, it's just tiring. Which is to do ALDC style push-ups. And you're like, oh, just push-ups, like that's hard. She didn't give us a number. I'm just going with like 25. And that, like in all of her warm-up routine videos and stuff, that's what she said. ALDC style dance push-ups are kind of different from normal push-ups. First up, you like instead of like your arms going out to the side, they're in front of you. So you're actually pushing. Whenever you're doing it, you're pushing towards your chest. Then, on top of it, this is where it gets hard. I have to do that a bunch of times with my back leg, or with one of my legs, and up in the air, like almost like, I would show you, but I'm too tired and I already worked on it. So you know how when like in dance, when you like get on your like hands and knees and you like kind of use your hand and you relevate up or something, like you get on one foot and your hands and knee and the other leg is straight up behind you, almost like a split type thing, but with your hands on the ground and like, you get the idea, kind of. Yeah, I have to do that while doing push-ups at the same time. That's ALDC. The other thing, I don't know if I'm going to get done, and the reason I definitely will get it done like a couple of times, but she said to do it every night, and I physically feel like there's no way I can do it tonight. Like my energy level, like I'm a very high energy person. Like I have a lot of energy, but I can like kind of like, I'm like JoJo in the sense that I can sit down and like, just have a chat and stuff. But I also have a lot of energy. And now my stomach's like a little like off. Like right now I'm off because I waited so long to eat today because literally like my body is used to eating at 11 o'clock. Like eating that lunchtime in between 11 to 11:30. But what happened was multiple things happened. First up, we had family come over, which was very hard because later it's like I'm a little bit after 11 and we get a phone call from my brother, or like asking if like he can come over and stuff, like him and wife and stuff. So they came over and like on their way over, I started freaking out because I'm like, I have dance in like 20 minutes, or I started freaking out because I have dance at noon, and the place that they were at, because they were kind of near us, like in town and stuff situation, but that's still a little bit of a drive. Like not that bad, but like by the time they would get here, it would be like it would mean kind of only 20 minutes. And it's I could spend with them because I wasn't missing today. So I literally came up with an idea. what if I ask my mom if I can do my dance class in the living room, but trade like one of my nights? And at first my mom said no. Oh, but that was because I'm like, what we do is in our house, there's a schedule where like I get to do all of my Zoom classes, but Sundays and Mondays I do them back here. The rest of the days I do in the living room. So I'm like, what if I trade? And we ended up talking about it, and she was like, okay, like that makes sense. And then I'm like some weird stuff, or like I don't even know, like situation, and like I was like trying to multitask and like enjoy family time, but also like at the same time like I listened to Abby and like listened to everyone's corrections, and like I'd be doing it, and it was really hard for me, and I was like, dance just takes up so much of my life. And then to make it worse, like one of the first things Abby is like, okay, you're gonna one at a time unmute and like say your name and then where you're from, like the state and the town. And I'm like, everyone be quiet. Like I literally said, everyone be quiet for like just for like 1 minute, like, and so everyone kind of quiet down, like freaking out, because I'm like, out of every week, this had to be the week she gives it to her. And like I was happy because it's like, oh, I get to talk to Abby, but at the same time, like I have family over and I'm multitasking and like like. And like I was just kind of freaked out, and then and like I went through like an hour and like 15 minutes of that. Like that was really tiring. And so now like my energy is very, very low. Like I'm like really, really tired, and by the time they actually got here there was like 20 minutes left before dance, and like my energy's low, because then afterwards like we were like talking and stuff, like as I'm in like on Zoom, which was something that at first I was a little bit nervous, because I was a little bit nervous in the sense that like you never know, like I wasn't nervous. I was just kind of like iffy on like different people don't like the Zoom stuff. Like, let me put it this way. Figure out words to explain it as simple as possible. Like, I love doing the Zoom stuff, and it was a recorded meeting, and there was someone that put in the chat, sorry, I can't turn my camera on, this is being recorded. And I'm not allowed to, and I'm like, what? What? Like, I was so confused by that. In the sense that, like, when you're a dancer, there's gonna be a lot that's gonna put you out there. Like, as a dancer, there isn't such thing as a dancer that's not put out there eventually. Like, in the sense that, like, you become known. Like, if you do competition and you win at competitions and you do really good, you become known in the competition world. And like, dancers are always working to be the best, but they're always gonna be put out there some way, somehow. And so, like, in that sense, I was like a little bit like, I just didn't care anymore, because that's like, it's not a me problem, it's a them problem. But yeah, so like I went through that. Abby definitely, like, she was kind of hard. Our other dance homework was to do leg kicks like 100 a day. And I'm like, that's the one that may not happen. And with the push-ups, she didn't say to do them like every day. She just kind of went like, I will like do ALDC push-ups and stuff. And I didn't get to eat lunch until like 3 o'clock, which is dinner time. Like in our house, like dinner time is early. But I like that because like for us in our house, like I know a lot of people are like, oh, dinner time for a lot of people are like 6 or 7 o'clock. Because one of my friends that lives in my sister's neighborhood, they like their dinner time, and I know this because I stayed at their house for dinner one night. Really nice, amazing family. They didn't eat dinner until like 7 o'clock at night, and then like to me that when people say that, I get weirded because we always eat dinner at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and so like, and that's just something that I feel like I'll always do. Like I just genuinely feel like that's something that I will always do, just because I like it. And so for us, like, eating lunch at 3, meaning that was basically my dinner, was pizza from Domino's. Because for some reason, Bojangles lately Bojangles has been out of chicken tenders. Like, they'll randomly be out of chicken tenders. Like, like, literally what I mean is, like, my dad will go to the drive-thru, and then he'll be like, can I get, like, a 5-piece chicken tender, like, thing, like, and they'll randomly be out of them, and I'm like, well, get something else for lunch, because that's all I eat from Bojangles. And so, well, that, and I do eat their bacon. But yeah, like that. Yesterday, I actually put together this. Dun dun dun. This wall. So the other day, I posted a poll on Instagram asking if I should make a wall that says dance, dance, dance. Now, I was planning to do it with a different wall, but since I didn't have enough and it looks good on that wall anyway, so literally I just started hanging them up. One of them, for some reason, when it printed, it didn't turn out pink and white. It turned out peach, like a peachy color and white. But I actually really like that because you can barely even notice and it just looks good. And so, like, it just relates to me. And then what I did was somehow in the processing or something, and because I was lining up, like, the lines and stuff, there were some gaps, like, off to, like, one side, so on that side I moved some stuff from over there, which I plan to, like, fix up again. And so I moved, like, and put a picture of, like, Eliana doing the leg hold. I put another one of Eliana, I'm pretty sure. Then we got, like, an Abby Lee Dance Company in black. We got Season 8 of Dance. No, JoJo and Boba. I think that one was for, like, a piece of merch or something. We got Jiley, JoJo, and Kylie. We got this little paper that, like, randomly at one point, I just made these little papers that, like, saved. Oh, wait, I remember what was for. It was going to be for the I Wish I Would Have Told Him Sooner music video. So, like, there's random little, like, little things for you to, like, watch and see. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them made it into the video due to a bunch of stuff. So, like, it's a random little thing that says Lolly on. Then below that, we got another Abby Lee Dance Company. And then, like, a star. Then at the bottom, we got Joffrey Ballet School, Abbey Lee Dance Company, but like a different color theme. And then we got Abby, and then there were 3 gaps. So I put like a picture of Abby, and then I put like a picture of like the original cast plus Asia from Dance Mom, and then there was another little gap, which as you can see, kind of what I did was before I had one of these things that say dance, 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 and it was over here, but it was only half size, meaning it was only half a piece of printer paper. The rest of these are a whole piece. So I put that over there to fill up like the bigger gap. And it turned out really good, and I really like it. And on my Instagram, the only person that voted on it, voted no. But I kind of did specify that I might do it anyways. Abby made us work today. Like, that was something that Abby generally made us work. Like, she logged on, we all, like, said, like, where we're from, and, like, which, by the way, like, that isn't going out. Like, Abby won't, like, expose something like that. Like, but, like, our name and where we're from, and then we immediately got into it, and, like, the first thing that we did was, like, it kept switching between 2 things, which was jogging in place, or what I like to call, wasn't really jogging in place, it was more like high knees. It was like jumping high knees, which is kind of like jogging in place. And then it would switch from that to jumping jacks, and then she would keep switching them. And then so, like, by the time that was done, I'm like, how much time is left? And then I looked at the time at the clock, and I was like, because at this point it had barely even been a minute. And like, I love Abby, I love her class, but I'm like, just give us a quick water break, because I could use a water. But I pushed through, like, yeah, so, like, sorry that you're not getting much. I actually had planned something else for today's video, but it's being postponed because I don't have the energy. Maybe tomorrow, I don't know, because tomorrow I do have, like, class from, like, 5 to 7:30. Like, don't worry, like, 5 in the afternoon to 7:30 at, like, night and stuff. But I felt bad for one person today, because, like, Abby straight up said, she was like, it looks like for some of you, it's a little bit later at night, and one person said that for them, they stayed up till 2 in the morning, and to do this class. Like, for them, this class, as at their time zone, was 2 in the morning. It was 2 in the morning until, like, 4:30, because they went a little extra on time. And I'm like, I'm thankful for my 10:30 now that I had. Luckily, I don't have that anymore, because that was really hard, because it didn't really have anything to do with the dancing, because I danced for a lot longer in, like, time periods and stuff, but it had to do with the timing. Like, the fact that it was, like, late at night for us, and, like, and it was the timing, seeing, like, it was starting to get dark out, it would, like, be pitch black out. Then I got a little story from yesterday. For some reason, anyone watching this, if you are doing this, please stop. Like, because it's rude to your neighbors, but people are still setting off fireworks. Like, and at first we went like, what happened was, the first night it happened was like the night before 4th of July, and we're like, that's normal. Then like the next night was 4th of July, people were doing it again, which is normal 4th of July, you do that sort of thing. Even though here, it's illegal to actually set off fireworks without like a permit and stuff. Like you have to have you have to make it like a public thing where like a community thing where people can come see and stuff. And a bunch of stuff, I think. And then the next night happened again, and we're like, at this point, like maybe they had some leftover ones that they were using, but like it should be done by tomorrow. Next night, still doing it. Night after, still, and this has been going on every night since the day before 4th of July. And today is the 11th. And so, in this moment, it's, really annoying. And yesterday, I didn't know what it was because I'm like, is that gun shooting? Or, what is that? And then I literally said, what's that noise? And my dad's like, it's fireworks again. And I'm like, okay. So I went into the bathroom, and all of a sudden my dad leaves the room to actually, go see what it was and stuff. And then, a few minutes later, he came back and went, it's done. He didn't leave the house or anything. He literally just came back a few minutes later. Or, he kind of waited in the living room to see if they were going to finish. And he waited until they were done. And we are planning to go up to my brother's house one day soon. To, go swimming and stuff. But also, right now, this is the timing when, I love dance so much. Dance is something that I love. Even though it gets tiring sometimes, and sometimes it feels sometimes I get stuck doing long hours of it, but I still love it, and that's normal. Your body gets tired eventually. But sometimes there's little things that kind of make me look on it and be like, I wish we could do that, but dance is more important to me. Family vacations, we were planning, and we still are planning a vacation, and to go visit my mom's brother. Soon as the worldwide is done, and if nothing comes up. Now today Abby did something which in a way I was sad, and because I didn't get picked for it, but at the same time I actually am in a way today I got a little sad about something. About two things. In a way I was happy about one, which was that at the end of the class, Gianna Martellos and Abby, he picked a bunch, I want to say maybe six kids just at random, and they were gonna dance it out. They were gonna dance it out to win a free scholarship to do a Zoom class next week. I didn't get picked for it, but I was a little sad, but in a way, I was happy because I think it was to get, a free Sunday next week or something. But in a way, I'm I already get access to every Zoom class done by the ALDC and stuff, so I'm fine with that. But the thing that got to me was the fact that Gianna Martello decided, oh, we're gonna do groups. And so she would raise your hand, and so we would raise our hands, and she would pick a couple people, and then they would be in a group, and we would go over the dance that we learned, which was Dancing in the Rain. And the part that was sad about was she went so she did the first group, wasn't picked for her. I was fine with that, and she went don't worry, I'm gonna do another group, and she ended up doing 2 more, and everyone, I mean literally everyone that I know of got picked. Everyone got spotlighted. How she did it was if you were in a group, you were spotlighted. Everyone got spotlighted, but I didn't. That kind of got to me because, and it wasn't she was basing it off of talent, because then I would be a little bit more even though I have amazing talent, but my flexibility and my balance does need to improve. But she wasn't doing it off of that, and I love Gianna Martello. I will never say anything bad about her. And in a way, I just kind of kept the thought in my mind of, well, I did get spotlighted once. But that wasn't today. That was weeks and weeks ago. I feel like it was one of the first few ballet classes, and our ballet teacher spotlighted me because she was doing it from home so she could spotlight certain people. And I got spotlighted in a group, and that was really cool. But I just kind of had to keep that in my mind. And today, things started, we were talking with my brother and his wife, and then some of her family that had came 2 family members. We were talking, and it just kind of stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about. You guys kind of, we were talking about more, and it's I feel like I'm constantly being, I'm constantly always been the person that I always forgive people, or I always am nice to people, or I'm always things are great, and I feel like I'm constant. I always been a really nice person, and I never hold on to things, but there's stuff that I just can't. And I don't know my decisions yet. Whether I should be fine and move on, or just put an end to it. But this isn't me feeling feel bad for me. It's literally just that I have to do the decision that's best for me, and in ways, if you guys were to know, which I'm not gonna tell you, you would kind of get the area that I'm coming from. And right now, I'm living my life, and anyone who doesn't support me, or anyone that doesn't mess with me, guess what? I don't need to speak to you. And when I'm big and famous, doing social media and stuff, and something happens to you and you need a job, guess what? I may not give it to you. Unless you really beg me and you really decide that you'll do anything. Meaning, whatever hours I want you to work, whatever. Then maybe I'll consider it, making you my assistant or something. But until then, peace out. But overall, I feel like today things definitely did get brought up, things were chaotic in between like dance class and trying to hang out with family. But also the main thing, and it was a little sad in the sense I gave up my Wednesday. I gave up my Wednesday. What I mean by that is I literally told Mom I will do dance class back here on Wednesday. I would say tomorrow, but tomorrow is one of the days that I do it back here anyways. If you let me do it this 1 week in the living room so I could hang out with family while doing dance class. And actually one person that was here actually watches dance class and like kind of was correcting me a little bit too, so that was like really cool. But like, and also with the fact that I feel like today I just woke up like on the wrong foot, like in 2 ways. First up, Sam woke me up. He was whining. He wanted me to get up and love on him and play with him. But also the main thing was that I just woke up like kind of thinking about how I lost my crush. Peace out.